Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Diving right into it here, taking a look at CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin sitting at $43,102.57. Everything rallying up. If you look at the 7-day percentages and 24-hour percentages, pretty much seeing everything tick upwards. Even XRP ticking up today, almost 1% for the day. And Cardano up 5.5% for the week. Everything pulling and moving upwards. So what does that mean? For me, you guys know where we stand when we look at the charts. We look at what's going on long term, and this looks like a head and shoulders play. You could say that was a higher low point, but when we look on the daily, we see a break of structure, and we see this point was broken in a pullback. So we are respecting this as a pullback until further notice. That's what we're seeing here, utilizing Fibonacci, pulling from the top down. We are seeing new lows should be forming based off of everything that we see here. Now, of course, anything can change. If a level's broken, that would change our bias, but until further notice, right now what we are seeing is a pullback as far as 35,000 on Bitcoin. So that's our analysis here. Going into some news, really saw some valuable news here that we want to really talk about and do things a little bit differently today. Ethereum ready for a 70% surge. So this is probably some of the bullish news that I've seen in a while, outside of that FOMO that was happening before the Bitcoin ETF. Right here it's saying Michael Van Pope tells his followers on social media that he believes ETH could soar by more than 70% from its current value, which we also believe that long term. So let's see what he's talking about when. He thinks the finalization of Ethereum's next major upgrade, called Denken, will help boost the network's value. Denken aims to decrease ETH's transaction costs, which are insane, I must say, for layer 2 projects and address scalability issues. Other catalysts, according to the trader, are the possibility of spot ETF for ETH, and pretty much we're seeing the same FOMO, the same hype coming regarding an ETF approval. And the guys, if history is going to repeat itself, I mean, you saw what happened with Bitcoin. You saw what happened there. You saw everyone was expecting 50,000 immediately. It went up to 48, pulled back. We never even got close to 50 or 48 again. So I would expect the same. We've seen the same with Ethereum with the ETH merge that happened about probably like a year and a half ago now. But pretty much the same thing, guys. It's really just a reason to get a lot of buyers in. They have their bags. They're gonna pump it up and then sell on you. That's kind of what I think happens there. So if you just follow basic market structure, you'll be fine. So taking a look here, I wanted to talk about Hadera. So Hadera, the co-CEO of Sword Labs and the co-founder of Hadera, the inventor of Hashgraph, okay, Carnegie Mellon PhD. Really wanted to talk about Lehman Baird, because I really believe he's doing things that are, different in the marketplace when we talk about collaboration. Because a lot of times, I think the only collaboration I ever seen was the Interoperability Alliance, which included WanChain, Icon, and I think there was one more. I forget who the third one was, but that was kind of the only time I ever seen like an alliance of people bridging together that had major platforms. Okay, WanChain was killing it then, Icon was killing it then as well, and really just forming together and aligning together. This is the first time I've seen XRP or Hbar, like legit platforms talk openly on a panel and talk about collaboration. So let's listen to this. Collaborating on scam identification, guys. Collaborating and utilizing their networks, utilizing their platforms to work together. That's one thing that I'd love to see. And to be honest with you, that would be a powerhouse. Can you imagine Hashgraph? Can you imagine Hadera partnering with XRP? It's really just, it's almost like a no-brainer. It's huge, guys. So the fact that they're willing to have these open conversations and be able to bridge the gap for public blockchain for businesses, and utilizing that and creating something that's going to speak to one another, creating things that are going to speak to each other, and not be, oh, you have to use this, or you can't work with anything else, right? It's almost like when a Mac is able to operate Windows on the Mac now. It's bridges and alliances like that is really what helps move platforms forward. So love what I'm seeing here. Hopping on a panel and really being able to speak and connect with other leaders in the space. I love this, guys. I love it. So I would love to have Lehman Barrett on the channel and really just pick his brain and really just see what's going on. And I admire this guy and what he's doing for this space. I would love to see Lehman Barrett speak with Charles Hoskinson. Okay, I would love to see that, and really see where they talk about governance, right? And we look at governance, and here's what he's saying: the current turmoil we are seeing reinforces the importance of getting the basics right. Distributed ledgers need governance that is responsible, decentralized, and transparent. Governance should be by well-known, diverse parties acting as checks and balances on each other. Now, diving into this right here, major decisions should be transparent, decided either through public deliberation and voting, or in meetings with minutes published publicly. This is the need for accountable, trustworthy governance. And this kind of transparency needs to be throughout the system. It shouldn't be possible for a single person to move funds secretly. Large cryptocurrency transfers should require signatures from multiple parties. And the underlying system should also be ABFT. So it should start with the guaranteed finality of BFT without the A. Okay. And it should also have leaderless DDoS resilience. And, he's diving into getting the basics right. And you know who that sounds like? That sounds like exactly what Cardano's doing, guys. So when we talk about Hadera, right? I know we talk about price action, and these guys don't want to talk price action because they don't want to, fall in that realm. But we talk about price action for Hadera. Hadera's sitting at 6 cents, guys. 6 cents. Okay? 6 cents. What they are doing is the same thing Cardano's doing. Proof of stake model. Yes, they're on Hashgraph. Okay? It's still proof of stake. Okay? And what they are doing is going to change everything. Okay? Change everything. And I think Hbar as the token is by far probably one of the most sleeping giants that's out there right now that's not talked about enough. Because the price right now does not factor in everything. When the bull market comes, people are going to be wishing that they got Hadera at 6 cents. Okay? For us here, we need it to get to 9 cents to be break even, I think. Okay. So pretty much our most accumulated price point right now is 9 cents. If it reaches 5 cents, it'll probably be 5. So pretty much as long as we're in double digits, we're good. But looking at the potential, what they're doing and how they're doing it. Now, I did have a chance to talk to the CEO. Okay. And the current CEO. And I love the fact that they're trying to do it the right way. Okay. And they're having these conversations with XRPs of the world, going to the conferences and connecting and getting their their voice heard about what Hadera is all about. And I don't think that Hadera is spoken enough about, because what they are doing is going to change the game. They're going to be a leading blockchain, guys. A leading blockchain, hands down. And I'm not one to, I haven't really been wrong. I don't say that to tap my back, but when I've got that feeling, when I've had that feeling, I had the same thing about Cardano when it was at 3 cents before it went to $3. Okay. Had the same feeling about Ethereum when Ethereum was under $100. Okay. The same exact feeling. It wasn't in Ethereum, the moment, when it was for me with Ethereum, the moment Ethereum announced the ETH 2.0 merge and they were moving to proof of stake, and I read that paper, I said, okay, that's it. Start stacking Ethereum. And, that's what we did, because I think I'm almost bullish on the proof of stake model because it forces governance. It forces really having that trust system in place. And, the only way to do proof of stake right that I've seen would be to make sure that everyone has a seat at the table and it acts as a truly decentralized model. And, and that's one thing I think I love about Hbar, and going to proof of stake. And the same thing I love about Cardano is the fact that it's going towards that model where it's scalable and it can create that ledger for people to adopt. Not only businesses, countries, okay, elections. And what Hbar is doing, and what it looks like Lehman Baird is doing, is creating a model where everyone can work together and partner. Okay. So yes, there will be multiple blockchains, but they can speak to each other. It's almost like the equivalent to, yes, you have an iPhone, but you can also text Samsung. Okay. You can also text the people that have, galaxies, and you can talk, all the other ones. You can text message, you can still communicate, you can still speak to each other. That's what I think, Hadera is doing. And I'm going to continue to follow Lehman Baird very closely and to see what's going on. And I'll spend some time listening to interviews, and hopefully we can have them on the channel sometime. That'll be great. Just really to have those conversations and those questions. So I love what's happening, and I think I'm very bullish on Hadera. Like, a lot of my friends aren't. I only have a few friends that are into crypto, maybe 2. And one of them's hardcore. He's not. He got a little bit, and I'm like, listen, bro. Remember I told you about Cardano? This is it. Okay. So we pretty much get in the same place for the most part. At least for me. He gets in my place, especially when he knows I'm going hard. He knows I'm going hard for a reason, because I'll spend weeks and just do the homework. And that's what I did with Hadera. And I'm not even done with Hadera. Like, I'll still just keep looking at code and looking at what the end goal is when you talk about a roadmap, and what they're doing now when crypto isn't as sexy, right? That really means a lot to me. What they do. What do you do when things aren't popping, right? And that's kind of what I love about like Cardano and Hadera. Like, they're not really talked about a lot. Like, you have some, which they have, every project has like a little fan base, but they're not talked about. Like, you don't have like brands dedicated to Hbar. Okay. Like, you don't like Cardano had that, but Cardano's been like pretty much like quiet now. Okay. It kind of passed the wave, and that's what I love. I love those projects that are like super quiet and then once it like blows up, then it's too late. That's what I pay attention to. I pay attention to the projects that are like, I was talking about Polkadot before. Like, I was buying Polkadot before. Polkadot 2.0 is coming out. I think it's really finding those, and you can do homework, and we'll actually do a video on trying to see where the whales are going, because that's another play too. Figuring out where the whales are moving their money to before the pump. And so that's another way to think, and you can pay attention to that as well to really get some gains, guys. I know it's a little bit different video, but I just wanted to connect and really show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm paying attention to Hbar heavy. I'm paying attention to Hbar heavy. Cardano, we already know, is in the bag. We already know Cardano is going to be around. I'm not worried about Cardano, but something that's fairly cheaper, Cardano's sitting at like 50 cents. Okay, so Hadera's at 6 cents. Cardano's sitting at about 50 cents, which is still a steal in my opinion. And Hbar I think is the next one for me. You know, when I talk about what my altcoin bags are building, I think it's, you know, you guys have heard me say it before. XRP, Hbar, Cardano, and Stellar. I think I'm probably gonna be adding the other ones that I've had held for a while now. Probably add back Avalanche. Probably add back I think I still have Polkadot, so we'll probably do a portfolio video soon, just to show you guys what we have and what we've been holding for a while. We've been holding Polkadot for a while, a long while. To be honest with you, Polkadot, it's been a minute. Shiba, I think we have a bag of Shiba. I think for some reason we have some Shiba and just never sold it. And Shiba's one of those ones where it's like 500 to 1,000, let it run. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I told you guys my Dogecoin story on how I missed out on Dogecoin when it was under a penny, and I had people telling me to buy it, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. You know, of course, you know, I worked out, but for me, Shiba was one. Uniswap we've held for a while, and Stellar still remains like top 30. Like Stellar, when I tell you Stellar's a sleeper, I really think Stellar's a sleeper because it's maintained its spot within the top 30 amongst all of this. Like Stellar was top 10 at one point. Like I said, I like it because it's not as sexy, right? It's not as sexy. It's not as in your face and terrible at marketing, so you never hear about them. You know, we did our video on Stellar, so you guys know how I feel about Jed McCaleb. Looking at Injective was at 28. I think it's Mark Cuban just came out the other week saying that he holds some Injective. He's an investor in Injective, so that definitely was a spike because people are going to follow Mark Cuban's investment advice for sure. And Monero, there was a talk on Monero about how people were able to trace Monero's transactions. So that is definitely a something that should be, because Monero's whole brand is being a privacy coin, right? So really the fact that is even out, it's designed to be untraceable, right? And for some reason, you know, they have big entities like the IRS is trying to de-anonymize privacy coins like Monero because they want to be able to track everything, right? And so, you know, I think I know that they're dealing with that, but I don't know if it was just fake or what. But I read something about Monero, and they were trying to track Monero coins. So I'll follow up on that. I can't find it right here. Oh, so I think it was a week ago. Here we go. I found it. So authorities traced Monero to Monero transactions tied to Monero Hack. So this was like a big red flag for me. The fact that you're able to trace Monero transactions, I'm like, we can dive into this right now real quick. So Finland's National Bureau of Investigation reportedly tracked Monero transactions as part of an investigation over a criminal trial. And this person was accused of hacking a private mental health firm database and ransoming ransom payments and cryptocurrencies. So when the ransom payment was not paid, they allegedly proceeded to target individual patients. And so diving here into this a little bit, this was kind of concerning, right? And that's what I said before. I'm like, everything's private until it isn't. But Monero has been around a while, and their whole brand is being a privacy coin. So Monero, another key feature of Monero is stealth addresses, which allow generating a one-time address for each transaction, making it hard to link multiple transactions to the same recipient. In March 2019, the head of finance committee in French National Assembly, Eric Worth, proposed a ban on anonymous cryptocurrencies, including Monero, due to their ability to completely anonymize users, thus bypassing any identification procedures. U.S. authorities have taken a closer look at Monero, and in 2020, IRS offered a bounty up to $625,000 anyone who broke purportedly untraceable privacy coins, being able to hack privacy coins. So no real information on this, but definitely concerning. Because looking here, it says the hacker received payments in Bitcoin, sent the funds to an exchange that was not compliant with KYC, and swapped them for Monero, then transferred the funds to a dedicated Monero wallet. Okay. According to reports, the funds were later sent to Binance, exchanged for Bitcoin, and moved to different wallets. Local authorities are maintaining confidentiality. Will not disclose any further details on their on-chain analysis. So it doesn't look like they just track the funds, Monero, then transferring the funds to a dedicated Monero wallet, and then they're saying funds were later sent to Binance. So how do they know the funds were then sent to Binance? Like, how do you know that Monero was then sent to Binance in exchange for Bitcoin, right? If it's supposed to be private. So that's something worth paying attention to. I'm gonna follow this a little bit and see if I can get some information on it, because that's big. Monero's an OG. Monero's been around a while. So Monero's known for being a privacy coin, but I think there might be a mechanism where you can like make it private if you wanted to. Like, even in here in the article, it says like there's addresses you can choose, like a different address for each transaction. Maybe that's how they do it. But I'll be curious to see how they know that they converted that particular Monero to Bitcoin if it's supposed to be private. So definitely something to pay attention to. You guys know our stance on Bitcoin. You guys know what we're looking for, and just wanted to spend some time with you guys and connect. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.